Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan, and the Saudis are set to bring back the SnyderVerse exclusive. So, if this news is in fact true, I don't know if it is. Obviously, with restoring the SnyderVerse, I mean, there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of kind of fake news going around, so we do have to be careful here. But if this news story is true, or if there's any shred of truth to this, then holy crap. Holy crap. That means Christopher Nolan, Zack Snyder, and the cast are going to be coming back to continue his vision. This is absolutely a dream come true. But we have to keep our hopes in check at the moment. But anyway, regardless of all that, let's jump into this article. Let's see what's going on. Then later on today, guys, I'm going to be putting out a second video because today is November 17th. It's the hashtag event all across social media. Putting out those Restore the Snyderverse hashtags. And Zack Snyder and Justice League is already trending on X. So we're going to make a separate video later on the channel to cover the social media news. So make sure you come back and stay tuned for that.
Saudi Arabia is on the verge of purchasing Warner Brothers. I posted this about 24 hours ago. What's interesting is to see the internet doing its internet thing, and so many people have taken this information and have run with it. Outlets are now presenting this as their own, but the source is right here. Kind of humorous because I've actually been reporting on this since October 16th. That's when I first heard that there may be a $70 billion deal from Saudi Arabia to purchase Warner Brothers. Now, I do have sources in Saudi Arabia who are now telling me that the deal is about one signature away from being complete. And these sources are pretty solid media sources, and they're sources that I am trusting. Now, of course, this could all blow up in my face and I could be eating the biggest meal of dead crow of my life if it's wrong. But I am trusting my gut right now. I'm trusting my sources, so I am going all in on.
But anyway, let's go down into this article and see exactly what's going on here, because this news is absolutely crazy if true. So, on the eve of the anniversary of the theatrical Justice League release, our insiders have reached out with major studio updates about Zack Snyder, the sale of Warner Brothers Discovery, and what is now being described as a full play scenario for the return of the SnyderVerse. Let's read that again. The full play scenario for the return of the SnyderVerse. So they're talking, full on return of the SnyderVerse, not in part, not part of the SnyderVerse, the whole damn thing, the full play of the SnyderVerse. Everyone who was involved in those original films. So that would just be the most insane thing ever. Warner Brothers Discovery is officially up for sale, and it's no coincidence that Zack Snyder has been posting non-stop DCEU images and liking fan content on Instagram that compares the performances of his film to James Gunn's struggling DCU projects. The timing lines up with what we're being told. If Warner Brothers Discovery is sold, James Gunn will be out as head of DC Studios. This comes from the same insider who told us that Daredevil Born Again was being completely retooled months before. And obviously, Daredevil went back to the drawing board that first season. They almost completed filming that first season. And they basically scrapped the whole thing, went back to the drawing board and reshot the entire thing nearly. So, the sources on that were absolutely right. The Hollywood Reporter confirmed it exactly as we reported. It's the same source who have been accurately filling us in on Warner Brothers Discovery sale. And David Zaslav's plans before the trades caught up. Their track record speaks for themselves. Yeah, so the sources of this information, they seem to get a lot of things right. So, that lends in their favor that this news here of the Saudis buying out Warner Brothers Discovery could in fact be correct. Okay, so SnyderVerse in full play for a return. Man, just that sentence alone, just that headline, it's like, when you see in funny cartoons when the clouds part open and the ray of sunshine comes down, he goes, oh! SnyderVerse in full play return. That's exactly what that feels like, that scene I just described. Okay, regarding DC, the message from our insider is clear. The SnyderVerse is back in play, fully. This means that Zack Snyder returning to DC, not just for a one-off Elseworlds title, but for an actual revival of the universe he started. Man, I hope that this is true. I really do. If this is not true, then this article is just really cruel. We told Christopher Nolan is also part of the plan to return as executive producer. That's the same Christopher Nolan who backed Snyder on Man of Steel and helped shape the original vision for DC before Warner Brothers derailed it with studio interference. According to what we've seen, according to what has been previously told, it is also Nolan's decision to hand over DC to Snyder. I mean, there's some things that I disagree with here. I mean, studio interference, I've never really understood people's complaint with that. The studio is the one putting up the money. They're the one investing all their resources, time, effort, manpower into making the film. So the studio has the right to interfere in their project. If you put up several hundred million dollars of your own money on the line to make a film, are you telling me that you wouldn't interfere with that film if it was all your financial resources that you put on the line to make a film? You're telling me that you wouldn't be involved and you wouldn't interfere with the film? Of course you would. It's your money, it's your resources. Of course you're going to interfere with the film, and you have a right to do that. So I've never understood studio interference. Will Snyder has publicly said he wanted to end his DC career with an adaptation of The Dark Knight Returns. We're now being told that the impending sale of Warner Bros. Discovery has shifted everything. He is pivoting towards restoring the Snyderverse outright. If that happens, it implies that the return of Ben Affleck as Batman, who publicly rejected working with Gunn's DCU after its announcement, and Henry Cavill as Superman. I find it hard to believe that they're going to be coming back. Ben Affleck had a bad time as Batman. He's publicly stated that several times. Henry Cavill, he's already kind of confirmed that he's got this Warhammer 40k universe, live action universe that he's building over at Amazon. So he's going to be super busy over the next few years. So I want them to come back. Absolutely, I do. As much as you guys watching, I absolutely want them to come back. I love these characters and the actors, Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, playing them so much. I really do. And I want nothing more than them to come back. But I want to be realistic about the situation. If I'm being honest, I don't see them coming back. I honestly don't. But I want them to. So don't mistake me on that. Fans remember Cavill's widely seen interview with Josh Horowitz confirming his comeback, only for Gunn to immediately upend it. Gal Gadot has also been visibly active supporting the Snyderverse posts. None of this is accidental, even Ezra Miller is making some sort of Hollywood return. Although people want these actors to come back, I think the one actor they don't want to return is Ezra Miller. Some of the comments and replies on my previous DC videos on the channel, you guys have said, don't bring back Ezra Miller, nobody wants him, he's a troublemaker, he's this, that, and the other, and yeah, I think a lot of people would be happy if the full cast returned, apart from Ezra Miller. I mean, Ezra Miller, he's a bit of a basket case, he's a bit of a liability behind the scenes. Remember the crazy stuff that he got in trouble for? That supposedly he kidnapped a child, some other crazy stuff, you know, there was that clip where he was beating up that woman in Iceland at a bar. Just like crazy stuff that he was involved with. So having Ezra Miller, just a liability. It's not worth having in return. And there's that beautiful monochrome picture of Batman there. Absolutely incredible masterpiece picture. So, Saudis in the driver's seat. This is where it gets interesting. So, we're told that Saudi Arabia is now the front runner to acquire Warner Bros. Discovery. So, out of nowhere, I mean, at first it was Paramount. Paramount were going to take over. They put in several offers. Then it turned out it might be Netflix as a front runner. Now it looks like Saudi Arabia. So, I mean, you know, the turn of events here is pretty crazy. We're told that Saudi Arabia is now the front runner to acquire Warner Bros. Discovery. According to our source, they're in the driver's seat with their $1 trillion fund. Well, $1 trillion can buy you a lot of things. So yeah, $1 trillion, that will definitely buy Warner Bros. Discovery. Put it that way. So, and here's the critical part. Zack Snyder already works with the Saudis. Okay, let's go down here. So Snyder and the UFC partnered with Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, chaired by Turki Al-Sheikh. I'm not sure how you say that. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Turki Al-Sheikh, to produce a brawler, an upcoming film Snyder is directing and co-writing. The Saudis trust Snyder creatively, and he is already tied to directly their entertainment expansion. Our insider says this is exactly what Snyder has been highlighting his Snyderverse work on social media for. The signals aren't random, they're building momentum. We're told that Hollywood as a whole is also signing massive new deals with Saudis, including Trump, and figures connected to Trump's circle like his son-in-law, Jared Kushner. The kingdom wants major entertainment assets, major franchises, and massive theme park IP. Zack Snyder and the UFC have partnered with the country's General Entertainment Authority to produce the new movie titled Brawler. Snyder will direct and co-write the film. Let's keep going down. Theme park power, Universal plus Warner. Our source also confirms that the Saudis want a massive Universal Warner theme park as part of their Vision of 2030 initiative. This means that the potential to bring the DC Universe, Universal Monsters, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, and Lord of the Rings all under one entertainment umbrella. I tell you what, all of those franchises are my most favourite franchises in the entire world. I love DC, I love Lord of the Rings, I love Harry Potter, I love Jurassic Park, man. Warner Brothers is where it's at, my favourite studio of all time, and it just so happens to have all of my favourite franchises under one banner, which is incredible, but I love every single one of those franchises. A fully restored SnyderVerse lines up with this ambition. A Warner Brothers Discovery acquisition gives them everything: DC, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Universal Monsters, and more. Hollywood producer confirms Saudi deal near completion. Our insider pointed us to comments from a Hollywood producer, Patrick Caligari, who said that he was the first to report Saudi Arabia's interest in Warner Bros. Discovery back in October. According to the producer, who recently returned from Saudi Arabia, the deal is nearly done. He stated that Saudi Arabia's acquisition of Warner Bros. Discovery is one signature away from completion, and the price could reach $70 billion. One signature away from completion. So it looks like they've been behind the scenes working out the deal. It looks like it's all but finalized. If this news is true, one signature would have this deal done, and the Saudi Arabia would be in control of DC and Warner Bros. Discovery, which is pretty crazy news. So there we go, guys. With all that crazy news down, and also we've got the Restore the Snyderverse trending event on social media, which we're going to be covering later on today on the channel. Make sure you stick around for that. Make sure you come back to the channel, hit the notification button so that you get alerted each time I post up a new video, and you can stay up to date with all the DC news going on here. But I would love to know what you think about this. Do you think there's merit to this story? Do you think it's a fake story? What do you think is going on here? Would you be okay with Saudi Arabia owning Warner Bros. Discovery, or would you prefer Netflix or Amazon or Paramount to have it? You know, which studio would you prefer to have Warner Bros. Discovery and DC if you have the choice? Whatever your thoughts are about what's going on here, jump in the comment section and let me know. As always, would love to hear your feedback. Thanks so much for being here, guys, and supporting the channel. It means a lot. I thank you very much. Hit the like button before you leave. Consider becoming a subscriber here at ReviewFlix as well to help support the content. I would really appreciate that. And with all that down, I will see you guys later on today on the channel and in the next video.